Greeting HMC friends, and it's lovely to be with you again today. And may you know that the Lord is with you today. Whenever I fly, I love it in those big aeroplanes, that they have those fascinating cameras. Some of them positioned just below the nose of the aeroplane or high up on the tail. And you can switch your little TV on and you can see what is happening. Roar when you take off. But those moments before landing, when you see the pilots beginning to position the aeroplane into the landing approach, that the aeroplane lines up with the runway. That is known as the landing approach. And so we are approaching a season, and a new season, the season of Advent. Scripture reminds us that we make straight the paths for the Lord. For Jesus is to come to us in the form of a child. But changing direction or a new season is not always easy, because we don't like change. But we know for that pilot, they need to line up carefully so they can bring the aeroplane down in the correct way at exactly the right place. The last time I flew to my children, there was a massive storm at Heathrow Airport. And so the pilot was turning the aeroplane at a 45-degree angle. And then as they land, they swing it across. It's a technique called crabbing. I want to tell you it was frightening, because the camera was showing that we were going right into the buildings. And that moment when we hit the runway, and he suddenly swung that massive aeroplane, we were thrown against each other. Now sometimes Advent is just like that. We are so busy that we crab into Advent, trying to put it all together. I saw a beautiful little verse that said, Advent was not meant to be busy. But it is these weeks that we can line ourselves up as if to the runway, to make straight the pathway, that we may be able to be reminded afresh, anew, of the Christ who comes to us. We're going to be looking at some of the different series at HMC, some key words as we come into Advent of 2023, particularly as the world is in such turmoil. There is so much war and there is so much suffering. And so we're going to be examining things like peace and hope. So I invite you to maybe start preparing for Advent. John's Gospel has the same number of chapters as there are days in Advent. So maybe a chapter a day of John's Gospel might help us. Maybe it would be a moment just to be quiet and to ask the question, what is Advent for me? Why am I so busy and I'm missing it? That we would line ourselves up. Or as that piece of scripture says, as the roadways are made smooth, the Lord will come in triumph and in glory. The one thing I'm holding for this Advent of 2023 is the message of the angels. Peace to all on earth. So please join me. Maybe pick up Peter C's wonderful booklet as we together make our landing approach into Advent and into this festive season and to that wonderful day that we will sing together, joy to the world, the Lord has come. So God bless and take care.